Come to the next segment where we will be discussing on fatherhood, divorced fathers with problems. And our guests are already in, and remember, this is coming to you live from Radio Voice of Niger, your best radio station here. And as you know, we are transmitting on 105.2 megahertz ether and 103.8 cable. Our guests are already in the studio, and they are ready, booming with smiles, ready to do justice to this topic. We have just heard right now from someone who is well learned and versatile with this topic that 70% of the fatherhood problems here they focus on Southeast. So if you are a father and you are single and you want to really know what's going on in the society that we are in, please just tune in and join us in this wonderful broadcast. Remember, you can give us a call on 02737 1619 and let your voice be heard as we discuss this interesting topic. Now through, alright, as introduction, for some living a very difficult marriage is a part of difficulty compared to building a better, happier life. For many others, divorce creates one set of challenges to others. In overall research, have found that compared to adults in a stable marriage, divorced adults have poorer physically and mental health. An interview with a lady who did not want to disclose her identity, who had been divorced for more than 15 years, she described herself as an emotionally and physically wrecked as a result of her divorce. She said, and I quote, "I weighed like 50 pounds less than I do now. Stress makes me lose weight. Everyone will always ask me if I had an eating disorder. I was so thin." In this broadcast, we have in the studio the leader of an organization called Vitamin V, who are known for handling issues of single fathers to answer some of the puzzles we have concerning the problem of divorced fathers. We invite you also to participate by calling in the telephone line, which is 027371619, to add your own contribution. So welcome to the studio, Mr. Owell, the president of Sector Vitamin V.
Thank you. Together with fellow president, Mr. Waldi Nijhorst.
All right. Okay. So, you have two presidents, huh?
Yes. We
so,
do it together.
So you have Mr. Nijhorst.
Yes.
Mr. Nijhorst, and then Mr. Orville.
Yes.
Orville. Is it Orville?
Orville.
Orville.
Yeah, Orville.
Yes.
Okay, welcome to Radio Voice of Niger.
Thank you for this invitation.
Thank you so much. You've just heard the introduction, and you've just heard that there are so many problems that come as a result of singleness.
Yes.
More especially when people have married and they are no more married.
Yes.
They've tested what it is to be in good relationship, and then all of a sudden something comes up. So do you have any idea how hard the process of family breakdown can be on adults? How will divorce affect someone?
Well, it's actually the whole this parenthood is a form of management. You know, and when you do it together, you're running a kind of a company. Actually, a company is a family. Your family is a company.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things to be arranged. You know, the kids need. You know, there are some really not fortunate sides of the divorce and when kids are in separate families, but sometimes it also can be a solution for both parents to focus, because a lot of times when after a divorce or when parents, a lot of 70% of the separate parenthood in Amsterdam Southeast are couples who were not married in most of the cases. They were not married, they were just they were lived together.
Yeah.
But when they were separated, at that moment, suddenly the father, for example, in most cases, starts with his upbringing with the kids. A lot of times, because there's no mother. When he has his kids from Thursday till Saturday, or of Saturday and Sunday, then suddenly he's on his own with his children.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that can be even a benefit. I'm not saying that separation is good. That's of course in the first hand situation, but in a lot of cases the kids have a first opportunity to learn to get to know their parents on a deeper level.
Yeah.
Because then suddenly, as a father, you are with these kids, these sons and daughters, and then you have to communicate more intensively with them.
Yes.
And then you have to make all these agreements with the mother as well. So actually, the team, it's when you're together in one home or in separate homes, and you're raising children, you got to be aware that you're a team. And so, just like in a company, you also need team building.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You need reflection. Mm-hmm. So, what at Vitamin V, we're really focused on the solutions of a team. To build a team, even when there's no romantic relationships anymore, or there's no options for a new, refreshed marriage or partnership. We still really focused on the children. You need to make a way to find a balance. And
but what we really want to, our focus in this distance is we want to know what are the problems.
Many.
We want to know some of the problems single fathers.
Yes, single fathers
are having, not just single fathers, but fathers who have divorced.
Yes.
Because we are talking about issues of those who have divorced, not those who just entered, who were living together.
I see what you mean.
Right, those who are divorced.
I think there are a few things. One thing is that, for example, very simple, that when a father has a steady job, he works 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and suddenly he has to create space or move earlier from work. That's one economical factor, because most of the employers don't agree with their employee to work less hours. So then he needs to make a choice to work less hours just to be with his children. Because when you're divorced, you have an agreement with the lawyer or with the mother of the children.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the employer needs to agree with the father that the father has to work earlier. And then most employers, especially in Holland, they don't allow men to work less besides the contract. So that's one economical factor.
Jeez.
One other factor is that, of course, is that a lot of men who are not married, the marriage, you don't just marry your wife, but their whole family.
Exactly.
There's a whole family structure, so you get a form of isolation.
Yes.
When there's marriage, there's not marriage between man and woman, but two families and two friends, two group of friends. So those are the most difficult things. And then the family and also the secondary family, also the close friends, they need to be reorganized and restructured. Mm-hmm. So that's also a part of acceptance. And a lot of men and women, before the divorce, there's a whole long period where there's a lot of shame. That's why the reason they don't come out so quickly.
So
the men and women as well, fathers especially, they're afraid to come out and say, well, it's not going so well, and so forth. Especially in the Surinamese community, they've waited a long time before they drop the bomb. you know, because they are afraid that the people would look different at them and more and less, you know, won't accept their divorce and so on. So it's a difficult time, and the situations are so varied.
Well, ik weet nog wat zeggen. The society.
Yeah, can you speak through the microphone?
Yes.
Yes.
The Holland society is focused on the mother.
Yes.
We are not hearing you.
Where's the microphone?
When you divorce, the society, the maatschappij,
Yes.
is focusing on the mother.
Yes.
And that is one of the most biggest problem the fathers getting. They cannot leave the work.
Yes.
And,
of course.
and they got to come out of their homes. They got to find another house to live. That's the problem. Our society,
Yes.
our maatschappij,
Yeah.
is for the mothers.
Yeah, they
Yes.
don't support the fathers.
No, the whole system, the system is focused on the mother. Also, the legal system is focused on the mother.
Yes.
So the mother is protected automatically.
Yeah.
And the father needs to gain all rights and options, and he needs to invest way more in a legal protection.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that's tough one.
What are the men, the fathers who are in these divorced problems? What are they doing to air their view? What are they doing to make their voices known?
Well,
Because if the society is supporting the women and the mothers, what are the men like you doing? What are you doing to, you know, to make your voices known?
Yes, well, Fathering V.
Because injustice is not good.
There are some organizations who are working on it, but it's a really long and hard way, because you fight against a legal structure that's there since 1948 or 1949. The rules never changed actually, because after the war, after the Second World War, Holland decided that a lot of single mothers need to be. They always looked at the single mothers as the biggest issue, because they wanted to protect a new family structure. Because actually, what it's actually saying that the new economical structure, because economy is always the main matter that counts in this country.
Yes.
Not family relation, but really economy. So they say they were focused on, right now women get higher paid jobs.
Yeah.
Are better educated. At the universities of Holland, most of the percentage are female women.
Yeah, because the men don't want to go to school.
Yes, and the employer, but also the employees, they accept more from the women to work for 3 days and get paid for 4. Because they all have these rules. They have also child support. They have all these systems already working for them. And men, they don't have it. So the society right now is really female focused. Also legally female focused. Because, for example, it's called your voogdijschap. And that's in English. It's custody. Your custody is automatically focused and given to the female. If you want to do it, as a father, you need to start talking about this. But you separated custody.
Yeah.
When you're in the movies, and still, before you meet each other, before you're going to start to marry, you already need to start to make a kind of insurance. So let's say, well, if we ever get separated, I want to insure my fatherhood. So even when there's that's the most difficult thing, because you're not going in the relationship or in a marriage and saying, well, I want to discuss something just in case it goes wrong. Nobody goes in this way, but that's actually where we are right now. Men need to understand, and women as well need to understand, husbands and wives, that you already need to talk about your custody before things go wrong.
Wow, really?
Yes.
In other words, they have to enter marriage institution with a mindset.
Conscience of insurance. Yes, it's an insurance. it's like you're building a house and you have an insurance. Nobody broke in your house yet, but you make an insurance.
Exactly.
You know, that's where we are right now, actually.
Actually,
yes.
Really?
Yes, and that's the top, because after the divorce.
Because if you have that mindset.
For a lifetime.
If you have the mindset that something is going to go wrong, then you will just be looking at with every little, there will be no tolerance anymore.
Yes.
You are just looking at, because already you have the mindset.
Of course.
You have the mindset.
You
You have taken the insurance. You have taken the insurance. So you are no more ready to build a healthy relationship, a corrective relationship. You just want a little thing, you will just burst because you have life, you are insured.
Yes. And that also, because
for me as a Christian woman, I don't think I would like that.
I know, but those are really that's what everybody faces right now.
Wow.
Also, one reason why people, for example, the upbringing of children is really a different thing right now, because men and women both have economical ambitions. They have career ambitions, they want to make it in the society.
Yes.
The women are better raised than, more educated than the men in most cases.
Because the men don't want to go to school.
Yes, but
wait, I want to try to explain it to me. It is not the men who do not want to go to school.
Yeah.
Men are learning later.
Yes.
In
the development.
Men are starting later with their lives, and the boys are always playing, and after that, then they go to school, and then they're taken to
have good job.
Yes.
Or settle down.
Yes. It's not they do not want to learn.
Oh, okay.
But men are learning what later than girls.
Oh yeah, and then when they are learning so later than girls, they expect the girls to work on that level. Is that so? They act childish.
Yes.
And no woman wants a man who acts childish anyway.
Yes. Well, but it's the society. We are the society.
Yeah.
Is ruled by economy and business.
Yes.
Till men are 60 years old, all advertisements are focused by men who have to feel like they're 18 in a fast car. All the commercials you see a man. When a man feels good, he needs to drive a motorcycle, goes out. It's all about playing and outside till he's 50, 55. It's business, because the way we act is the way economy responds on us. The business responds on us.
Okay.
So the thing is, the goal, the classical goal, what you see on television,
yes.
It's also changing right now. Of the female, before it was like, man, women only played a classical role as a mother in a family in advertisement. Right now, not anymore. You see advertisement with a woman of 35 to 38 years old in a commercial with her girlfriends in the back of the car, going to some beach and having fun. You saw it a lot of times. You see it a lot of times. So there's a Mars commercial right now on television. You see a middle-aged lady driving a car with her girlfriends and going out and to have. You never saw these commercials 20, 25 years ago. It was also classical. When you see a woman in a commercial, you see her in a house with a man and kids. But right now, a woman has independent economical status.
Yeah.
She makes choices. You even have a
Exactly.
You have events like you have this organization in England called Forever Girl. In Holland, we have single super moms. A single mom is a status right now. It's an entity. So, and they are focused on it because they saw the examples. They see a lot of examples around. They say, well, Right now, they even...
So is that affecting the men? Does it
Of course, because the classical role of the man is not needed anymore. So if he doesn't bring the biggest income of the family,
it's not needed.
what do we need? Why do we need this man anyway? That's what they think actually. Because later on, when
our children need those men, our children need the fathers.
yes,
Yeah, it's true.
You got to try to communicate together and think together and make plans together.
yes.
Because when you're thinking separate and you're getting children,
Well, I'm just laughing because I feel that our children need fathers, and that is it's very, very basic. So I don't know how the men can be helped to regain their stand, because
it will be a new form.
So
the classical structure is gone. I'm really aware of it, and it will be gone even more because the new generation that's raised right now is mostly raised in separate teams.
Exactly.
So they will face a whole other kind of structure. But right now, I think, and what I see around, and for example, I was talking because my oldest son and his mother, we are separate, but we work really well as a team together. We do everything. We're having so much fun in organizing everything around this boy. The most important thing is that the mother and the father needs to acknowledge that this teamwork is major important. And you're still running this company only in separate stores. You're selling jeans.
Exactly.
But now you have 2 stores, and these 2 stores need to work really perfectly together.
Yeah, but if
and make sure, most important, that's the most important rule number 1. Whatever is your issue on a relationship level, it doesn't need to have any effects on the relationship with the child. You know, your team needs to be in the. That's really important.
I mean, the child naturally will be asking the mother, "Why is Papa not in the house?"
Yes.
And then the child will come to you, Papa, why is Mama not in the house? So
what Mama got to do, if the Papa is not in the house, the Mama got to realize, to learn the child
to evaluate their father. That's really important.
That there a dad is, and what we got to do to make the dad come in the system, even if you're separate.
Yeah, but that is very difficult, because if the man had left the home, maybe causing pain to this woman, and then now you want her to hide her feelings, and then she will be telling the boy, the child in the at home, Papa is good. Is that what you mean?
Not Papa is good. Papa is her. Papa is her. You got to let the father do his own work.
It's difficult. What you guys are demanding is very difficult. It's not very, because I haven't seen any woman who have gone out of her way to be doing that. It's been schizophrenic.
But what has happened at school, there are a whole lot of kids do not have the father in home. When you are in that position, you got to try to help your kids and educate your kids to. She got to know, or they got to know that they got a father,
which is important.
Yes. And the father role is very important. For always the mothers and father need to realize that vitamin V means the vitamin father V from father in Dutch.
Yes.
It means that it's like vitamins in the body. If you don't have vitamin C, there's a shortage. You die. So without vitamin M, mother, you die. Without vitamin V, it's an essential. Even if there's no mother, the father is important. So we need to realize, as fathers and mothers.
Well, the father and the mother, I think they are very, very important.
They have unique substances for the upbringing of the child. For the girls, for the daughters, it's very important to have a very intense relationship with your father, because at one day they will meet a man.
Yeah.
So if they don't have an example or a mirror they met before, it's important. For the boys, it's really important because we live in a 100% male-dominated society. When, for example, in Amsterdam Southeast, we have 83,000 people living here and 76,000 people that come to work in the industry park every day here over here. But we still, 76,000 people work every day in the arena area, in the company district. And 83,000 work at the other side of the metro, you know, at the other side of, but there is the highest unemployment rate of Amsterdam. So, a lot of these boys who don't have a father at home only see mothers in the most of the cases. Also at school, most of the teachers are female.
Yeah.
So when they're 21, it's the first time you have a serious conversation with a man, because then you need to have a job interview when you're 21 or 25.
Yeah.
So if that's the first time you have a serious conversation with a man, you're already in disadvantage.
Yes, exactly.
Because we men are the guides, we are fathers, only economically only. I'm only discussing the economic.
Yes.
I'm not even talking about the emotional or
No,
the
no,
psychological.
no.
Only even economically, we are the guides who guide our men and our boys and our girls into the economical structure of society. And economy is everything over here. When you see, for example, the top league in Holland, for example, the president and Mr. Samson and Rutte and all these guys, they all come from Leiden University, and they all raised. But they are in the core. It's a kind of organization of students.
Yeah.
But it's all based on the position of their fathers.
It's true.
The top league in Holland is structured by the fathers network.
Yeah.
So if we are behind this development we're behind it already.
Yeah.
So we need fathers. That's why vitamin V.
Yeah.
We also try to reorganize the father network.
Yes.
So we don't have all the solutions at every situation. We don't. And I don't know is the most intelligent phrase there is. But because there are so many I don't know moments in a relationship, you can run away. And a lot of times you can run away after you don't know what's happening now. When you have a clash with your wife or with your kids, you need to go. But there's also a moment as a fathers, we need to reconnect with each other.
Yes, exactly.
We need to come together and discuss our problems.
I
Communication
think it's very important.
really
It
important.
is very, very, very important. And I think support has to be given to this area.
Definitely.
Because if we need to build a society that is strong, the father figure has to be there.
Major.
I am not
Major.
in support of this singleness. I am not in support,
No.
and I'm not in support of because super mom and whatever. I'm not in support of
Yes.
that. I was raised in a family where I saw father and mom. They
Yes.
raised both of us. Both of them raised us. Okay. If somebody is disadvantaged in any way because something went wrong in the relationship, I don't need to blame them. But at least I strongly believe that you can walk yourself through, because the energy you are putting in trying to make the kids know that it is this way, is that way. If you put that same energy in sitting down, I mean the couples, you sit down together to talk to each other and say, okay,
Yes.
let's give it another try. I mean, it can work out.
Yes.
It doesn't just need to be based on, it doesn't need to be that because the man doesn't
Yes.
the man doesn't work, or the
Yes.
man doesn't have the money. Love doesn't have to be based on that way.
Yeah.
So somebody who is listening to this broadcast, please, in case you have your input to make, please give us a call on 027-3716-19. We are discussing on problems that divorced fathers have.
True.
Okay, you have a question, all right.
Earlier, Mr. Nyhorst was talking about the mother's divorce, maybe parents, let's say women who maybe are embittered because of a divorce, and maybe they speak against the fathers, and therefore don't encourage the connection with the children. What do you have to say to mothers who are in this situation? Maybe they lost a relationship, and because of the bitterness, instead of speaking, instead of making a connection, helping to make a connection between the child and the father, they spoke it so badly that the child has a negative image of the father. I think that's a real problem also in this part of the community.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to that woman out there who is dealing with this thing? How can she be helped to look further than that?
One major thing she got to do, she got to look what is the relation with her own father. When you got a relation with your own father and the relation was good, you know that your father gives you the inspiration to look at a man the way he raised you, or he gave you the input. And if your relationship is broken, try to look back at it, the relation what you have with your father, to organize that for your children.
Exactly. Okay, so does that mean, from what Reverend Larry just asked, does that mean when a woman didn't have very good relationship with the father, then he can have very good relationship with the husband? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Can you say it loud, because people are listening to that? At least let them know.
Yes, that is one of the problems. If you never learn how to act with a man, you cannot bring it over to your children, because that what you learn, that is the main thing you will bring over. Dus if you see that there are problems at school, problem at sport, problem at you got to try to come together, man or woman, and talk about those things.
Wow.
Yes.
Really? I think it's you are right in a way, because when a girl grows up and has embraced much love from the father, and then you go to a man, and now this man wants to be hitting you when your father didn't hit you. You see, that can be part of the.
And yes, and also I travel quite a lot, and one thing I saw, I was in Turkey 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And they have something that's actually really interesting. In Istanbul, that's like there are 24 million people living in Istanbul. It's a huge modern city.
Yeah.
And they face a lot of friction right now between the classical structure of family.
Yeah.
That's a classical Muslim family, and the modern family, where also women are really strong, and they are stimulated to make careers and so on. But one thing, actually, the president initiated 2 years ago, I never heard about it, is he is financing, the government is financing long table dinners with boys and girls. And they have to they have to switch places, and they are, and maybe we should do this as well.
Yes.
They place on a huge board topics they have to discuss. So his vision, Erdogan, I'm not all agree with everything he does, but one thing he says, listen, before there's anything about relationships, this 14, 15, 16 and 17-year-old kids need to talk about their, listen to each other. Because actually, what actually happens, he was saying in a speech, because I was watching on the news, because he's saying Atatürk, that's the founder of Turkey.
Yeah.
That's the idealistic guy. He at some point, he said, listen, he named the airport Sabiha Gökçen after his daughter, who was the first pilot, the female pilot.
Okay.
Because he was very focused on the power of women.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, but when there's marriage and when there's relationship when you're 22, suddenly you start to talk to a girl. That's what he was explaining. Suddenly you have to talk, and she's all nice and beautiful and friendly and nice, but you don't know her.
Yeah.
So his idea is that way before there's anything like this, girls and boys need to talk about issues, a lot of issues, about sexuality, about how you look at how is your mind working, looking, what's your ambition?
Yes.
Not just because I like you and there's something, because he said that's actually distraction.
Yes.
And he organized it in the park, at the Gezi Park, when also the riots started 1 year ago. The riots in Taxi, right now, you know what he decided? These same kids from the secondary school, he organized long tables. He bought his long tables and these topics on the wall, and they were just sitting. They have to switch every topic. They need to switch, get a new drink, and they were talking. That's something we need to do. Our kids need to talk now, way before they get in an age that when they start relations. Yes. Start to talk, because we don't know each other.
It's true.
We don't, and
in this society in Holland now, you only boys with boys and girls with
girls.
Everywhere. When
this,
they go to club, you see girls and girls just dancing together and boys dancing.
Yeah.
It's like there's no switching.
No.
Wow.
No talking.
Yeah, there's no talking at all. Well, what you want to say here is that the society here is supporting separate parenthood.
Yes, also because there's some. Actually, I was looking at the previous Minister of Economy, Mr. Zijlstra, Halbe Zijlstra, 2 years ago. He was on the news and he was discussing this fact, and he's saying, well, if we have more households, we have more income. So the focus is, if you have more households, if you have a separate parenthood, you have 2 households, that's double more income for the economy.
Exactly.
So that's why they support it.
Oh.
Wow.
That's the one simple. That's
yes.
the one simple reason.
Yeah.
You have two energy contracts.
Yeah.
You have two, because that's the double.
Yeah.
And they say there's a Belgian philosopher who say the God of the West, the God van het Westen is geld.
Yeah.
The God of
the West is money.
Yes.
So if money always counts more than anything else, if they can gain more, that's the focus. That's why advertising, insurance, also employment is amazing. Right now they're changing one thing, because the women are much more organized. Women, girls, when they start with kids, they know everything about child support. They are focused about how much it costs. Man, when we start with kids, oh, what's happening? I'm pregnant. This what to do now? These girls are organized. They're prepared. They're prepared. Yes. And the boys are prepared when the trouble hits.
Yes, when the trouble hits. But there is something nature. Just try to help me. Girls at their when they are 11 years old, they're coming in the period. Yes. Vanaf the 11-year-olds, girls are learning to organize their life, how to organize. And boys do not have that.
No.
Boys can play and play and play and play and play. And when they hit, they think, oh Lord, how I got to organize this and this. And that is one of the natural reasons that girls...
That have made girls very careful.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And also the age of motherhood is really like, it's almost in 10 years, the average age is raised by 8 years. So right now, 32 in Holland is the middle age of the first child of the woman.
Yeah.
Before it was like 24, 25. But now it's 32.
Yeah.
It's amazing, because women, and actually, I think it's not actually not a negative thing, because I think we need much more time. You know, like people who are 60 years old right now, that's the new 50. You know, so everything is pushed forward. Yes, people are much younger. You know, they are Halle Berry. We just got her kid at 44. You know, so that's what's happening right now. Yeah, because everything's changing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we just hope that it will get to the best.
Yes.
I was reading an article and I found out that, let me just read these puzzles for you.
Yes.
It says these are some of the physical and emotional problems that are more common among divorced individuals compared to married individuals. So if it is yes, if I read one, it's yes, then you explain to me, okay? All right. Like in happiness, divorced adults are generally lesser happy than
Yes.
Less happy.
yeah, they are less happy than the married folks. Is it true?
Well, it depends. It depends. It's so.
They are less happy. They are not happy.
Well, it depends. I think the thing is that what a good relationship, good marriage can bring is confidence
Yeah.
about yourself.
Confidence, yes.
Confidence, and also you have a very important, a deep form of friendship and trust. And trust creates confidence.
Yeah.
But even when it's not there, the most important thing is that people need to generate this happiness in themselves. One of the things that happiness can bring is when you are confident that you can overcome anything. When you are focused that you can win.
Yeah.
You know, then you focus that there's no pressure, because a lot of things that a relationship or marriage brings is a pressure to succeed. You know, you're already demanding something, a lot of things from the other person. You know, there are expectations.
Yeah.
And when there are expectations, there's pressure. But when you don't speak out those expectations, you have a problem. And the expectation is the golden rule when things go right or wrong. Because everybody starts in something well, and consciously or unconsciously, they are expecting some things. But those expectations are never, because for example, my brother is married this year actually. This year he had his marriage. And I was just listening to the reverend in The Hague. One thing he did was really like something else. He was really focused on expectations.
Yeah.
So what do you actually know about this guy? He was saying, what do you actually know about him? Tell me something. So it was really focused on expectation, and also the openness of communication. You know, because
Which is good.
Yes.
Without openness of communication.
Yes, and also
he
said about he was talking about a system where you have this piece of wood that's balancing on a stone. And when you're sitting right there, you're not sitting on it, but you're sitting under it. Sometimes you have to be small to carry it, you know, and sometimes you have to be big, large. So we men and women need to learn that in this whole situation, you're dancing, and sometimes you're down, and sometimes you're up. There's not one leader anymore. We're living in a time that everybody's his own leader.
I've not really understood the point. The point is, divorced people, are they less happy than
I think
those
right
who are
now
married?
it's too difficult to say. That's too difficult to say. I think their situations are so different and so varied right now. We're living in a society that's actually reintroducing itself. We are rediscovering ourselves right now. Everything that happens also on political level, all those clashes we see in the society, means also about these racial discussions. Is actually that we are here, this generation is discovering each other again on a new level, because all these clashes means that something is happening. We now see that I'm the first generation here that's born and raised in Holland.
Okay.
So we're in a 30. I'm 37 right now.
Okay.
And we're meeting our fellow citizens in this society.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of clashes because this is the first time we get to know each other.
Okay.
And that's also on the relationship page. This is the new times that we're clashing so much. Religions are clashing. Male and female are clashing, because we need to restructure this system, because this is an old school system. All the rules are based on a society of 45 of the 40s.
Yeah.
You know, the whole way Hilversum, the dominant media is looking at black people is based on a system of the before the
so
old
they have
days.
to be renewed now.
Everything has to be renewed. Also, the relationship structure, also marriage needs restructured because those old rules are not working anymore.
Okay, so let me go to the next just before we round up because of time. It says divorced individuals are more vulnerable to depression. They have higher level of psychological stress, lower levels of general psychological well-being, and poor self-esteem. True or false?
Well, I know that definitely people who have, especially because the people who have been in a relationship or been in a marriage, who suffered by them, they definitely have a time when they face these problems. They definitely have a period, a shorter or longer period where they face those troubles. Okay. I'm not sure that people who've never been in a serious relationship or in marriage face those troubles, but I'm sure that after a breakup, there's a period where you go through a hell, and you need to
regain yourself.
But also in the marriage, you're getting those problems. But when we don't learn to talk and listen to each other, you will be in a marriage, and in the marriage you will
already happens.
Yeah, it already happens. But even in the marriage always often it's so that you're going to separate with your emotion. And to become depressed is something from emotion. If you cannot talk about what is hurting you and what is discussing you, it will make you sick.
It's true. I think so.
I think a lot of institutions can help. For example,
one of the big institutions is the family institute. The family system. If you see that your brother is coming in a bad trouble, don't only look but help. When you try to make the big institute or family institute good and it's work,
where people can speak out what is in their heart.
Yes. Because we meet, also in the Surinamese families, when we have family, most of the time we love to party and we love to have birthday celebrations, but even I think what I've learned from friends of mine from a few friends of mine who live in Armenia, they say, well, we have so many group talks, people who talk and exchange ideas. When you're in a family, start to sit in a circle once in a while and really discuss anything.
Yeah.
Because right now we cannot be blind anymore, because these kids will face anything outside of the door.
Yeah.
So everything that's happening outside of the house needs to be discussed inside. And also between men and women, everything that happens, we need to
be open for discussion.
Really, and that's
have that communication.
Really
and
important.
Not only open, just organize it in your family.
In your family. So you think that can help?
Yeah, definitely.
Really? Is that sort of feedback you are getting from those men you are trying to help from your system?
Definitely. Definitely. The thing is that the men we invite to talk with each other. And most of these times, it's the first time they have ever discussed these topics.
Oh.
Yes. Mostly we invite them, and the unique thing is that most of the time, it's the first time they discuss these problems. And when we ask, did you discuss this with your wife? Or well, not really actually, because the relationship has so much, the anger is the face of the discussion. Anger is the discussion. Disappointment is the base, but not the openness or communication. That's a tough thing. Pressure is the pressure is really the pressure is really a problem, because when they feel there's pressure on them, they don't talk freely. They have to talk freely, open. that's a long way to go actually.
We're gonna take, we want to take the news now, and
Yes.
then we continue, please.
Of course.
We-
Yeah, master. Voor jou al die. Dat is allemaal jouw gelijk.
Hello? Yes?
Het ochtendbulletin van maandag 12.
With problems. So, and our guests have been Mr. Owen and Mr. Nyhurst. So, now, as a conclusion to what we've been discussing, what are some of the suggestions you have for fathers who are going through pain and who have been divorced and who want to, be healed?
Yes. First of all, find people to share your story, share your thoughts, share your emotions with. Communication is the base. Also with the mother. Realize that the mother of your child is your lifetime teammate, whatever happens.
Okay.
So you need to find a way to get above the pain, to release the pain and stand above it, because your children, tomorrow is another day. You cannot stay angry for your life. Tomorrow is another. You need to release anger and introduce and be open for understanding and listening.
Okay.
Be more open. Find a balance. And most important, realize, and that's actually our philosophy at Vitamin V, that everything you love to do, you do better.
Okay.
I'm a guitar player as well, and you play guitar a lot better if you have fun to do it. Most important, being a man is fun. Being a father is one of the greatest things you can ever do. So make sure your children feel that you're enjoying it, because a lot of times the anger of a separate fatherhood reflects and really gets its way into the way you treat your children. A lot of angry mothers are angry all day and have difficulty in raising their boys and girls because they're angry at their men.
Yeah.
A lot of kids experience the anger of the mother against the father in the way they treat their kids.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
So we need to be focused on that. New given life is a blessing every day. So be very happy in everything you do. Be happy, feel privileged, and if you don't, talk about it. Talk about it with your friends, with other men who've been in the situation.
Thank you so much.
Try to find support.
Yes, find support. Really important.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Vitamin V.
Yes.
Thank you for being with us.
Voice of Naija,
Thank you for being a wonderful voice and sparing this whole thing. And we hope that you will get many more support.
Yes.
And that men who have listened to us, please make sure in case you have some problems and you think you need people that can listen to you, Vitamin V, they are out there and they are looking for people like you. They can help. Give them your telephone number, please.
Definitely. 06
06
467
467
26
26
885.
885.
Or send an email to info@vitaminevader.nl.
Yeah.
Vitaminvader.nl.
And those of you who may want more of the contact, you can also call us on Radio Voice of Naija, and we will be very privileged to give you their full details.
Yes.
Thank you for being with us. And
You're welcome.
see you.
Thank you.